Um, so welcome back. Unless you tuned in only for national roundtables, in which case welcome. And I'm very happy to present you this new topic. It's a very brand new thing, an opportunity for anyone who would like to stimulate dialogue between energy efficiency finance stakeholders at national level. So my name, I will remind, my name is Kamila Paquel. I'm a project advisor in B1 unit energy of EASME. And as I said, I'm really excited to tell you about the national roundtables to implement the Smart Finance for Smart Buildings initiative, which is a topic for which a call will open on the 16th of July. So if you're impatiently waiting, it will be very soon. And the deadline is 15th of January next year. There will be also another call, but let's focus on the upcoming one. The total budget expected or allocated to this topic for the upcoming call is €3 million, and the expected size of a grant, which is a 100% funding rate, is between 500,000 and 1.5 million euro. As mentioned also in other topics, this is a suggestion, but does not preclude other amounts being requested and eligible and selected. The challenge of that we would like to address with this new topic is very closely linked to smart financing for smart buildings initiative and all the three pillars that were mentioned in the policy introduction of this, so basically the more effective use of public funds, aggregation and assistance for project development, and de-risking. These challenges can only be tackled by people like those who are working on it and those who can take decisions in these fields and those who may have the right tools and solutions but are not interested in energy efficiency yet. And we therefore need to involve them at national level. So this is the lack of common understanding of the challenges and of the opportunities, even more importantly, behind energy efficiency finance has to be addressed. And we believe that with the national roundtables, which will be basically a platform for discussion and for creation of solutions, this common understanding can be reinforced and encouraged, so that the finance sector and the private finance can be mobilized at the scale that is needed. The scope of the action that can be supported through this topic is setting up of national roundtables. So we are very much looking at the national actions here, focused on energy efficiency investment, but here it's an important remark. It should be a permanent discussion forum, and it should be, of course, multilateral. Otherwise, it is difficult to discuss anyway. But gathering the relevant stakeholders such as government, and here we mention only government, but of course within the government you have different resources, different ministries, and not only Ministry of Energy may have something to say. That there are many other ministries that can be involved and should be involved. So this looks like one word, but actually there is much more behind. Local and regional authorities, financial sectors, ESCOs, other performance assurers, and the project developers, homeowners, very tricky group of people. We are all of them, and this is very difficult, I think, to gain their consent, to gain their awareness, to build capacity around the financing opportunities and solutions. Also, industry sector, construction sector, and SME sector. These are examples. This is not an exhaustive list of stakeholders. So by all means, if you have any idea who other key stakeholders are to involve in this engagement process and discussions, you can add them to the list, or you can focus on only some of the groups of stakeholders, for instance. Focus on the existing private and public buildings, industry and SMEs is expected, but does not mean that you cannot also address street lighting, district heating, or transport infrastructures. at our agency, the EASME agency, is dealing predominantly with energy efficiency and small-scale renewables. So if renewable energy sources are your core interest, please bear in mind that this topic is for you only if you integrate them in wider energy efficiency measures. So basically, we're talking about energy efficiency measures. Energy efficiency first principle, but in here it has a bit of a slightly different meaning. Roundtables should, and this is not only a meeting to discuss anything that lies on our heart as an energy efficiency finance community, because this funding opportunity is to get out of these discussions as much as possible in terms of analysis of the possibility to upscale the existing best practices, whether this is within the country you're operating or abroad. Develop strategies, roadmaps, and action plans that support national policy implementation, but also through that way, also EU policy implementation. Propose improvements to these policies and follow on their implementation, because, of course, this is where the most difficult part happens. And develop jointly templates, documents, and contracts that would facilitate the market, so basically standardize and de-risk the energy efficiency investment, and act as a forum where all stakeholders can learn. So the learning element is very important from successful market initiatives. We are, of course, very proud of our Horizon 2020 projects that lead the way and show good practices examples, but there might be, and there are very good initiatives outside of that scope. So it is a broad understanding of successes and successful market initiatives. Proposals should build on the activities of the Sustainable Energy Investment Forums. I don't have time to go into details of this initiative, but you can find all information on the DG Energy web page dedicated to Sustainable Energy Investment Forums. There is a link also in the presentation. I will just briefly mention it at the end. And this is also a very nice cherry on the cake of this new topic, is that proposals from one country are eligible, so you don't need to form consortia. But there is an expected experience sharing between one country and other countries, other activities across Europe. But those exchanges will be facilitated by the European Commission. So there is, it will be facilitated that way. An impact, it's of course the establishment of national energy efficiency investment roundtables, a number of national or regional documents that come out from these roundtables, discussions and platforms, a number of key stakeholders involved, and here the financial sectors should not be omitted. It's very difficult in some cases to involve them. We are aware of that, but at the same time, Horizon 2020 is to support those difficult activities and not the easy wins. Investment in sustainable energy triggered by the project, always very important, and primary energy savings triggered by the project, also greenhouse gas emissions, if you can quantify that. As mentioned, and the link is here, the Sustainable Energy Investment Forums, an initiative that was launched in 2016. This is basically a series of events, public conferences, national roundtables, and also a series of webinars that happened in those 3 years. There is a big success already, and you can consult proceedings and presentations, very good feedback from the stakeholders community, and some signs that it is actually a very helpful way of bridging this gap, or someone said that we should invent a Google Translate between finance sector and project developers. This is maybe not yet there, but we are getting closer, and definitely by bringing this community into one room and having them share thoughts, questions, sometimes very tense topics, and then share a coffee or a cake together, and they really start talking to each other, recognize their faces, and this is how networking and the future work can then therefore be fostered. I will just show you this slide. This is where we've been to with the SEI forums so far, Sustainable Energy Investment Forums. 13 member states hosted events. Those that are in deep blue hosted most of the events, so there was a public conference and 2 roundtables discussion already happened. Others were covered more broadly by public conferences, and also in Brussels every year we have energy efficiency marketplace that is organized together with the Covenant of Mayors at the beginning of each year. A very nice opportunity also to meet basically everybody that is relevant to the field. In the next phase of Sustainable Energy Investment Forum coordinated from Brussels, we are planning to revisit some countries, go more in depth into other countries, but this will run in parallel to those permanent platforms that will be supported by this new topic. So I would like to encourage you to look at this opportunity closer.